I think one thing that I've learned very much over and over again about Jesus himself from writing the curriculum is how much I've taken for granted about how well I think I've understood what the gospel is and who Jesus is and how Jesus reveals God to us. I can't tell you how many times it's happened in writing even the lessons for first grade, and I'm typing along and I'm explaining a very familiar parable or a teaching of Jesus, and I'm typing along and I said, oh yeah, that parable, and I just start typing, and a little bit later I'm done and I'm pretty convinced I've nailed it pretty carefully. And then I just go back to the passage to check maybe on specific wording if I've reproduced the wording correctly or something like that. And then I start reading the passage again, and I look at the passage, I look at what I've typed, I look at the passage again, I looked at what I typed, and more often than not, it's happened that I didn't quite get it. I said in the lesson what I thought the passage said, and I didn't really take its details as seriously as I probably should have. And that made me go back and rewrite some of those lessons from scratch. And I think, another way of putting it, what I've learned personally about Jesus is that we, myself and all of us, probably make assumptions about who he is and what he did and what he said. And sometimes those assumptions are handed to us from our upbringing, from our church context. None of those things are bad, but it's really a good idea to go back and rediscover, I guess, the Jesus of the Gospels and the Jesus of the New Testament as often as we can, especially if we're going to be teaching these things to our children, to gain, to get to know the Jesus you never knew, so to speak, from reading the Gospels is an exercise that's as old as the church itself. And that's something that was driven home to me very, very directly from writing this curriculum.